Umatilla, Oregon, home to a public school district of 1,400 students and plenty of wins. But like any district, teachers are under scrutiny. Heidi Sipe, the longtime superintendent, knows it.
When there's a delay in the amount of time that that investigation takes, that is expensive for the district and also a tolling on the potential victims and the educator.
Sipe is a former chair of Oregon's Teacher Standards and Practices Commission, the state agency that investigates educator abuse and misconduct. An agency that's underwater. The TSPC is currently managing more than 600 teacher investigations with just 4 full-time investigators. The number of new cases nearly doubled from 2022 to 2024. It's common for some investigations to take months, even years, to resolve.
The investigation process taking so long is still a large crisis.
That could leave students at risk or force victims to wait for justice.
I am most concerned for a confirmed report that a child and their family is waiting for resolution on. That's unfathomable.
The TSPC publishes cases that lead to teacher discipline. One example, Andrew Wilson, a former theater teacher at Aloha High School in Beaverton, recently lost his teaching license. A TSPC investigation found he had sexually explicit conversations with a student about masturbation, group sex, and other topics. The TSPC investigation started in January. The Beaverton School District put Wilson on paid leave in March, and he resigned in June. The agency finished its investigation the following May, revoking Wilson's license. If he hadn't resigned, the district would have paid Wilson not to teach for more than a year, waiting on the TSPC. KGW couldn't reach Wilson for comment. Other times, an arrest comes before TSPC punishment. A St. Helens teacher, Eric Stearns, faces dozens of felony sexual abuse charges against students. The scandal rocked the community. It caused multiple school leaders to resign, and an outside review found the district failed to take action to protect students.
We need to have more close relationship with teachers and all this stuff, and it's kind of hard to feel safe with people who can be like this.
TSPC complaints cover a wide range of topics. The agency can revoke licenses, suspend teachers, put them on probation, publish a reprimand, or require additional training. Most complaints, 54%, lead to no further action against the teacher, according to the TSPC. But with so few investigators and mounting cases, districts either allow teachers to keep working while the TSPC investigates.
I think many people feel that until TSPC has finished their investigation, they can't do something.
Or districts pay the price, keeping teachers on paid administrative leave and paying hundreds of dollars a day for their replacements.
Students would have a much better educational experience with a full-time certified teacher in there. They're instead stuck with this revolving door of substitutes.
In June, the former TSPC director sent an email to the president of the Oregon Education Association, the statewide teachers union. That director analyzed hundreds of the most serious pending investigations, including sexual abuse, and found that 70% of those educators were on paid administrative leave, costing districts a conservative estimate of $8.5 million up to that point. Many of the cases were more than a year old. Frustrated with the system and looking to avoid costly investigation delays, the Umatilla School District came up with its own answer: cameras in the classroom. Teachers have full control over when or if they use classroom cameras. Most choose to keep them running all the time.
An investigation that would have in the past, put a person out on leave for an entire week, we were able to resolve some of those in as little as 5 minutes with the camera systems.
Rick Cotterell, principal at a middle school in Umatilla, says his teachers use the cameras to watch back their lessons.
Sort of like an athlete, they're reviewing their footage and getting better at what they do.
But cameras also offer educators protection.
If it's an unfounded allegation, every day that goes on is more reputational damage, more personal damage.
We had a student who had reported that their teacher had physically pulled them out of a chair, and we asked that teacher, "Did you happen to have your camera rolling?" And she said yes, and I said, "Can you get me the footage?" And she said yeah, and about 5 minutes later we were able to watch the video, which showed that the teacher had reached down and tapped the student on the shoulder just to remind her that she needed to be quiet.
Administrators like Sipe and Cotterell don't have access to the classroom cameras unless teachers give permission. The videos can, however, be subpoenaed in court.
It's very comforting for children and teachers to know that there's a backup, that if there needs to be a third party to take a look at something, that they're looking at the same data. Instead of it being this subjective situation where they're claiming what happened, they can just show this is what happened.
For a small school district, Cotterell says it works.
I worked in the district before the cameras, I worked in the district after the cameras. I really love the camera systems that we have and all the functions that they provide for us. Yeah, I'm on board.
An innovative way to get ahead of a lack of state investigators.
Children are treasures. We want to protect all kids.